Hey guys, Christina Steinberg here. I was gonna make a video, sorry, really quick, and this involves the question I get all of the time. How can I switch my Scentsy sponsor? Or can I change sponsors with Scentsy? Number one, this kind of makes my last video make a little more sense. Not my last one, maybe a couple more before that, about why it's so important to go sponsor shopping. But at the end of the day, number one, yes, you can change your Scentsy sponsor, but only if you're willing to sacrifice your Scentsy business for 6 months. And you don't know what my professional opinion is on doing so, just so you can switch sponsors? That's a waste of 6 months. That is the biggest waste of your life. You can do so much in 6 months that could change your life, okay? Things I've done in 6 months. From July of 2012 to December of 2012, I increased my team from 12 to 50 and became a director. So that's something you can do in 6 months. I've sold $10,000 worth of Scentsy within 6 months every year. So $10,000 in Scentsy is at least $2,500 in income in 6 months. So that's 6 months of income you're giving up. Incentive trip qualifications are 6 months long. So one time in 6 months, I earned a trip to Greece. Just things like that. There's so much you can do in 6 months. Don't let anybody get in your way of your Scentsy business. I don't care if that means it's your sponsor or your director or anybody else above you. If you've read my Scentsy story or if you've listened to my Scentsy story, you know that I know what you're going through 100%. I had no one to help me. My sponsor quit after 2 weeks. I've never heard from my director. I've never heard from my star director. I think I finally heard from my star director for the first time after I've been doing this for 3 years. I don't have any relationship with my superstar director. I am completely Lone Ranger, okay? Here's what you need to do. If you feel like your sponsor is not helping you, forget about them. Forget that you have an upline whatsoever, and don't get bitter. I hear so often that somebody's like, well, I can't stand the fact that they're getting paid on me. You know what? Give more than you take. And sometimes you have to do it against every single ounce of what you really feel like doing, okay? It's all about giving more than you take. Here's my attitude on this. There are several people in my upline that have not contributed to my Scentsy business whatsoever. And instead of being bitter about it, I always say, you know what? I hope that I'm blessing them in some way. Because I've done the math. I know how much they have the potential to make off of me. And it's a lot of money. Thousands and thousands of dollars a month that they make off of me. Life-changing amounts of money, okay? And here's how I think about that. I don't know their story. That's one benefit to not knowing them at all, is I don't know their story. I don't have any frame of reference to decide whether or not they deserve it. But even if I did, it wouldn't be my place to say. It wouldn't be my place to judge. I know what that kind of money can do to somebody's life, and I know how it can change it. So in the same effect that I have chosen to help others change their lives underneath me, in my downline and in my organization, I also have the capacity to help change lives above me as well. So all I can do at the end of the day is pray that they are somehow encouraged by their paycheck, that they are able to do something that they never would have been able to do before. Because sometimes, and this isn't always an excuse, sometimes someone gets into a leadership position that they were never expecting to be in. I don't know I've rolled up 3 or 4 times, maybe 5 times, I've lost count. And I don't know this person that I'm under now. And who knows if she ever intended to even be a director, if she ever intended to have somebody with an organization as large as mine underneath her. It might freak her out. She may feel like she doesn't have anything to teach me, doesn't have any reason to be reaching out to me. And you know what? I have to take that as it is. But you know what? Of course, I started with no one to talk to. I had no one to train me. I didn't even know there were monthly specials until I'd been doing it for 5 months. Like, I literally didn't know about most of the things that most people take for granted because their sponsor taught them. I know exactly what you're going through. If you're in the situation where you can't stand your sponsor, or you're like, I don't know why they're making any money off of me. You know what? It's not about you. It's not about them. It's about what Scentsy can do for your business, no matter your circumstance. And sometimes your circumstance is a crappy upline. Yes, you could sacrifice your Scentsy business for 6 months and you could go inactive, or you can just go do your thing, be amazing, and change your own life. Nobody's going to do that for you. Even if you had a sponsor, they can't do it for you. I mean, honestly, sometimes I think it's even better that I didn't have a great sponsor, because I had to work so much harder to learn and to figure out what was going on and to get connected to Scentsy, because I didn't have anybody showing me who to talk to, or giving me the tools, or introducing me to leaders, or anything like that. I had to do all of that on my own. And I remember what I did a couple of months in. I said, you know what? This isn't even a monetary goal. My goal is that Heidi and Orville would know my name without a name tag. I know that sounds like a ridiculous goal, but you know what that goal encompasses? That encompasses doing well enough to get noticed, working hard enough to get noticed, thinking of new ideas that get noticed, working my business in a way that it's encouraging others and inspiring others and helping others overcome their circumstances and change their own lives, because we're all in charge of that no matter what. Okay? We're all in charge of that. This moment, I don't care who your upline is. I don't care if you never talk to them. That doesn't matter. It is up to you to decide what you're going to do with that situation. Excuses don't get you paid, okay? So you've got to figure out what you're going to do, come up with a game plan, and just go. It's not about them. It's not about them. You can do this all by yourself. I promise you can. It's not that hard. If your why is strong enough, you can endure every how. I promise. I've been there. I know exactly what that looks like. I did not have a sponsor who taught me anything at all. I did this all on my own. And in 3 years, I'm now a star director. We have a team of about 300. And, you know, it's just, you just choose one day that you're not going to let anything be an excuse, no matter what. Even if others are using it as an excuse, and even if you think it's the worst thing in the world, having a horrible sponsor, it's not. There's so many worse things that can happen to you. It's really not. And sometimes it's really empowering having a really crappy sponsor. I don't encourage people to go sign up with crappy sponsors, but if you are in that situation right now and you have a crappy sponsor, don't sacrifice your business for them. Then they win. So don't sacrifice your business for them. Start working your business. Look at it as an attitude of blessing them and not being bitter. I don't care if you think they deserve those blessings. I don't care if you don't think they deserve that paycheck. I don't care if they are the worst person in the world. It's not up to you to decide what they deserve. So work your business for yourself, not for them. Don't think about what they're getting, because they're not getting part of your paycheck. They're just getting their own independent paycheck. So you work your business. You work for your own money. You work to change your own life, and you don't worry about everybody else that's not helping you or not supporting you in any capacity. It doesn't even have to be your upline. It can be anyone else in your life who doesn't think you can do this. You need to go prove them wrong, because you're worth it, and you have the potential for unlimited income right in front of you. You have the same starter kit I started with. You have the same starter kit that people with teams of thousands started with. We all paid that exact same $99, and we all have the choice in front of us what we're going to do with it. Okay? So yeah, I love you guys. And I just think that that's something that needs to be said, because I do get questions a lot. A lot of people are always asking me if they can go inactive and sign back up under me, and I never encourage it. I don't know if you've run into other people who do encourage it. There's probably people jumping, willing, and hoping that you're going to cancel your account. But you know what? I'm not worth you sacrificing your business for 6 months. Your sponsor's not worth that. You're letting them win by doing that. Don't. Who cares? Ignore that. Ignore it. At the end of this video, I'm going to post a quote from Eric War's book, GoPro, and I want you guys to read it. So with that said, if you guys have any more questions or anything like that, I hope you know that I support you. I support you being a Lone Ranger just like me, okay guys? And I know that I say a lot about how I want you to go sponsor shopping. that's then. Don't sponsor shop after you've already signed up. Too late, man. I like to just pretend you can't switch sponsors because there's no reason to give up your Scentsy business for 6 months. You can change your life in 6 months. Don't let somebody else decide what your dreams are worth, and don't let anybody else get in your way, even your sponsor, okay? Break up with your sponsor if you have to and go your own way. Alrighty, with that said, I love you guys. Have a great day. Feel free to ask me any questions, and I'll talk to you later.
The third element is the most important, and that element is you. You are really the only variable. Everyone has the same product and the same compensation plan, but you are going to be the difference between success and failure. That means right here and right now, you need to take full responsibility for your network marketing business. Decide today never to blame anyone or anything else for your lack of results. In fact, in network marketing, there's something of an epidemic going on. People just love to blame their upline, the people above them in the structure, for all of their problems. If my upline did this for me or that for me, everything would be better. If you're committed to building a large and successful organization, I'd like to encourage you to do something important. I'd like you to say goodbye to your upline. Call them and say something like, I want to thank you for this opportunity. I appreciate it. Getting into business for myself was important, and I appreciate you introducing me to a company that you believe in and that I believe in now as well. But from now on, when it comes to building my business, I will use you as a resource but never an excuse. I may call on you from time to time. If you're available, that's great. If not, that's okay too. I'm going to build my business, and I understand one thing. It begins and ends with me. Everything changes when you take full responsibility for your network marketing career.